The Galactic Council chamber was silent, but not calm. Thousands of species watched the massive hologram floating in the center. It showed the symbol of the Nigma Empire, a black spiral surrounded by broken stars. That symbol meant only one thing. Another war was coming. The Nigma Empire had never lost. They did not negotiate. They did not retreat. When they chose a target, that world either bowed or burned. Today, the target was Earth. At the edge of the chamber stood a single human delegate. His name was Elias Ward. He wore no armor, no weapons, and no symbols of power. Just a plain uniform. He looked small compared to the towering aliens around him. Not many eyes watched him with quiet amusement. The Nigma representative spoke first. His voice echoed, cold and sharp. Humans have been observed. Your world is divided. Your history is violent. Your technology is average. You will surrender. A few council members nodded. Others whispered. Humans were new, loud, emotional, weak. Doas did not raise his voice. He did not shout. He did not threaten. He stepped forward. Do not attack Earth, he said calmly. Humanity is not an enemy. You survive. The chamber erupted in laughter. A massive reptilian warlord slammed his claw on the floor. You threatened the Nigma Empire with words. Elias shook his head. This is not a threat. It is a warning. The Enigma representative leaned closer. Your species fights itself. You destroy your own cities. You poison your own planet. Why should we fear you? Ellis looked at the hologram of the Nigma symbol. His face remained still. Because we learned how to survive, he said. The laughter grew louder. A tall insectoid scholar clicked in disbelief. Survival is not victory, human. Elias turned slowly, looking at the council. Every time we were pushed to the edge, he said, we adapted. When we were hunted, we learned to hunt back. When our planet tried to kill us, we learned to live anyway. The council grew quieter, but not convinced. The Nigma representative waved a claw. Your weapons cannot stop our fleets. Your ships are few. Your allies are uncertain. Elias nodded. That is correct. Enigma smiled. But Elias continued. You are making the same mistake every enemy before you made. The chamber fell silent again. You think humanity fights for conquest? Elias said. We do not. You think we fight for pride? We do not. We fight when survival leaves no other option. Nigma representative's eyes narrowed. And what happens then? Elias looked straight at him. We finish what we start. A cold ripple passed through the room. Still, the Nigma Empire did not hesitate. Our fleets are already moving, the representative said. Your warning is late. Elhas closed his eyes for a brief moment. When he opened them, there was no anger, only resolve, and history will repeat itself. He said, you will underestimate us. You will strike first, and you will learn. The council meeting ended soon after. The Nigma delegation left without another word, as Elias walked out of the chamber. A smaller alien species approached him. You truly believe your people can stop them? The alien asked quietly. Elias paused. No, he replied. I believe we will survive them. Far beyond the council's walls, deep in dark space, the Nigma armadas began to move. Thousands of warships, enough firepower to erase worlds. On Earth, no alarms rang. No panic spread. Instead, hidden systems woke up. Old protocols activated. Messages were sent across human space. One simple message repeated again and again. Prepare. Humanity had been warned before in its long history. Ice ages, plagues, wars, extinction events. This was just another test. And humanity had never stayed down. Asterisk. The first attack did not hit Earth. That alone shocked the galaxy. The Nigma Empire believed in direct force. They crushed planets fast before fear could turn into resistance. Their fleets arrived at the edge of human-controlled space and locked onto the outer colonies. Mining stations, research worlds, places humans called expendable. The Nigma commander gave the order, erase them. Energy beams tore through space. Human satellites vanished. Stations burned. From the outside, it looked like a clean victory. The Enigma fleet waited for panic, but it never came. Instead, human ships vanished from scanners. No distress signals, one Nigma officer reported. No counterattack. The commander laughed. They are running, but something felt wrong. Human colonies had been hit before by pirates and raiders. Every time, humans responded fast, loud, angry. This time they were quiet. Too quiet. Deep inside Enigma flagship. Sensors flickered. Readings bent in strange ways. Gravity shifted slightly. Not enough to damage ships, but enough to confuse navigation. What is happening? The commander demanded. The technician hesitated. Space feels wrong. Then the first Nigma destroyer disappeared. Not exploded. Not destroyed. Gone. No debris. No energy spike, just empty space. The fleet froze. Seconds later, another ship vanished. Then another human voices finally appeared on open channels. Calm, clear, almost polite. This is a restricted zone. The message said, you were warned. The Nigma commander snarled, reveal yourselves. Human ships emerged slowly from the darkness. Not large, not impressive, but positioned perfectly. Asteroids shifted around them. Old mining rocks, hollowed and reinforced, moved like silent guardians. The battlefield was no longer open space, but it was a trap. Humans did not fire wildly. They targeted engines, sensors, communication arrays. Enigma ships drifted, blind and deaf. One officer shouted, "They are isolating us." "Yes," the commander said slowly. "They planned this." Human fleets had retreated on purpose. They had let the first blow land. They had allowed losses. Not because they were weak, but because they were buying time, buying information, buying position. A human spoke again. "We do not seek your destruction," the voice said. "Withdraw." The Enigma Empire had never withdrawn from anything. "Fire everything," the commander ordered. That was the second mistake. Human defense systems activated fully. Gravity wells crushed formations apart. Electronic warfare turned Nigma, targeting useless. Old human AI trained through centuries of war simulations adapted faster than Nigma command structures could react. Human ships moved unpredictably. Sometimes retreating, sometimes ramming disabled enemies, sometimes using damaged vessels as shields. They did not fight clean. They fought to win. Reports flooded Nigma command. Fleet cohesion lost. Control systems failing. Enemy tactics evolving in real time. Enigma commander realized something horrifying. Humans were learning. Every second of battle made them stronger. Every Enigma mistake was copied, analyzed, and countered. "This is not normal warfare," an officer whispered. "No," the commander replied. "This is survival warfare." When the Enigma fleet finally pulled back, they left behind wreckage. Not a defeat, but not a victory either. The galaxy watched in shock. Humans had survived the first strike. On Earth, Elias Ward stood in a quiet command room. He watched the battle reports without celebration. A general beside him spoke softly. "We held them." "For now," Elias replied. "Do you think they understand the warning now?" Elias shook his head. "No, they think this was luck." He looked at the stars. "They have not seen what happens when we stop holding back." Far away, the Enigma Empire prepared its response. Bigger fleets, stronger weapons, total annihilation plans. They believed the next strike would end humanity. They did not yet understand. The first strike was their mistake. The second would be their lesson. The Enigma Empire did not accept hesitation. After the first battle, their high command gathered in a fortress carved inside a dead star. Massive screens showed frozen images of damaged ships and silent crews drifting in space. Word survived burned in their records. Humans had survived. That alone was unacceptable. The Nigma Emperor rose from his throne. His voice carried no rage, only cold certainty. Study them, he ordered. Find their weakness. For the first time in Nigma history, the enemy was not destroyed immediately. That fact disturbed many. Data streams flooded in. Human history, human wars, human failures. At first, the analysts laughed. They fought each other for centuries. One officer said they almost destroyed their own world. The Emperor said nothing. As the study continued, the laughter faded. Humans had faced extinction more than once. Ice covered their planet. Plagues wiped out millions. Weapons nearly erased their species. Each time humans did not unite because they were noble. They united because they had no choice. One analyst spoke carefully. They do not evolve by peace. They evolve by pressure. The Emperor's eyes narrowed. Meanwhile, at the edge of human space, the war did not pause. The Nigma Empire launched deeper strikes, smaller fleets, faster attacks. They hoped to exhaust humanity. They failed again. Human ships appeared damaged but kept fighting. Crews rotated without rest. Injured soldiers returned to stations instead of hospitals. Captured Nigma officers were not tortured. They were questioned, treated, and released back with messages. Tell your leaders, the human said. Stop. That confused Enigma more than fear ever could. On one battlefield, Enigma cruiser disabled a human carrier. Victory seemed close. Then the carrier detonated, not in surrender but as a weapon. Its core collapse tore through 3. Enigma ships due the galaxy watched in horror. Humans had turned sacrifice into strategy. This species does not retreat, Enigma Admiral whispered. They trade loss for time, and time favored humanity. Human factories worked without pause. Old civilian ships were refitted into war machines. Ancient defense plans written during forgotten human wars were activated. Humans did not ask if they could win. They asked how long they could endure on Earth. Elias Ward addressed a silent room of commanders. We are not stronger, he said. We are not faster, he paused. But we last. A young officer asked, what if they send everything? Elias answered simply, then so will we. In deep space, the Nigma Empire launched its elite force. The fleet that ended civilizations. They entered human territory expecting final resistance. Instead, they found empty space. No ships, no signals, no targets. Then stars went dark. Human stealth fields activated across entire systems. Old mining tunnels became ambush corridors. Gravity traps closed like jaws. Enigma ships were separated, isolated, hunted. Human pilots fought without glory. No speeches, no banners. Just efficiency. When the elite fleet tried to regroup, they realized a terrible truth. Humans were not fighting to conquer Nigma space. They were fighting to remove Nigma's ability to fight at all. One captured Nigma commander finally understood. You are not warriors, he said to his human guard. You are survivors, the human replied, calm and tired. Yes. As the battle ended, the elite fleet was shattered, not erased. Broken, the galaxy fell silent. For the first time, fear did not point toward humanity's weakness, that it pointed toward their endurance. Far away, the Enigma Emperor stood alone, staring at the reports. The enemy had not collapsed. They had adapted again. And the Emperor realized something too late. The war had passed the point of control. Humanity was no longer responding. Humanity was deciding asterisk. The Nigma Empire had always believed fear was enough. Fear broke worlds. Fear ended wars before they truly began. For centuries, no species had dared push back once the Nigma full fleets moved. Until now, inside the Imperial Command Corps, silence ruled. Screens showed system after system marked in gray. Not destroyed, disabled, neutralized. Human attacks had stopped. That was worse than defeat. The Enigma Emperor stared at the final report. Human fleets had withdrawn to defensive positions. They were not advancing. They were waiting. Why do they not finish us? An admiral asked carefully. The Emperor did not answer at once. Because for the first time, the Enigma Empire understood something terrifying. Humans were in control. A final transmission arrived. It was not encrypted. It was not aggressive. It was human. Elias Ward appeared on every screen across Enigma space. He looked tired, older, but steady. "This war does not need to continue," he said. "We did not come to erase you." The Emperor leaned forward. "You could." "Yes," Elias replied, "but we will not." Murmurs spread through Nigma Command. Elias continued. "Humanity learned something long ago. When survival is threatened, we become dangerous. But when survival is secure, we choose restraint." The Emperor asked the question that haunted him. "What do you want?" Elias answered without hesitation. Distance, respect, and this lesson remembered. The Enigma Emperor saw the truth. Then humans were not begging for peace. They were setting boundaries. "If we refuse," the Emperor asked, Dojaz looked directly at him, "then we will not stop next time." The transmission ended. Across the galaxy, neutral species watched the exchange in stunned silence. This was not conquest. This was dominance without occupation. The Nigma Empire withdrew its remaining fleets. Borders were redrawn. No ceremonies, no celebration, but only survival. On Earth, there were no parades. Factories slowed. Emergency systems powered down. Soldiers returned home quietly. Many carried scars. Some carried silence. Humanity had one, but it did not cheer. Elias Ward stood before the Galactic Council once more. The chamber felt different now. No laughter. No whispers. Only attention. A council elder spoke. "Enigma Empire has agreed to your terms. The galaxy has changed." Elias nodded. "Good. What should history record of this war?" Another asked. Elias thought for a moment. "Record the warning," he said. He turned to face the chamber. "Humans are not heroes. We are not monsters. We are survivors, and we will endure longer than anyone who seeks to erase us." The council voted unanimously. A new directive was added to galactic law. Never provoke humanity unless extinction is your intent. Far away, in Nigma space, children were taught a new history. Not of defeat, but of caution. Of a species that fought only when cornered and never forgot. Galaxy learned something important that day. Humanity did not rise to rule the stars. They rose to protect their place among them. And from that moment on, whenever war was discussed, one phrase always ended the debate. "Be warned, the Enigma Empire."